Can you imagine a world without this? No scrolling, no swiping, no instant connection to everyone you know. It seems almost impossible now, but just a few decades ago, this sleek device in your pocket was the stuff of science fiction. Today, we're redialing back the clock to uncover the incredible story of how the mobile phone went from a bulky brick to the center of our digital universe. This is the evolution of the mobile phone. Our story begins in the bustling streets of New York City on April 3, 1973. A man named Martin Cooper, an engineer at Motorola, stands on a street corner holding a device that looks more like a beige brick than a phone. It's the Motorola Dynity 8000X, a behemoth weighing over 2 pounds and measuring 9 inches long. This wasn't just any gadget. It was the world's first handheld mobile phone. As pedestrians hurried past, probably thinking he was crazy, Cooper made a call. But this wasn't just any call. He dialed the number of his direct rival, Joel Enniel, at Bell Labs. When Enniel answered, Cooper famously said something like, "Joel, I'm calling you from a real handheld, portable, personal cell phone." A moment of pure, savage genius, and a monumental leap for humanity. The era of mobile communication had officially begun. But owning one of these early marvels was a luxury few could afford. When the Dynity 8000X finally hit the market in 1983, it came with a staggering price tag of nearly $4,000. That's over $11,000 in today's money. For that price, you got about 30 minutes of talk time after a grueling 10-hour charge. It was big, it was expensive, and its battery life was terrible. But it was revolutionary. It represented freedom. The freedom to communicate from anywhere, untethered by cords. These first-generation, or 1G, phones were purely analog, and their only function was to make and receive calls. But they laid the groundwork for everything that was to come. As we moved into the 1990s, the world of mobile phones was about to get a massive upgrade. The analog signals of 1G were replaced by the crisp, clear digital signals of 2G. This was the digital dawn, and it changed everything. The shift to digital meant better call quality, improved security, and more efficient use of the airwaves, allowing more people to connect. But the biggest game changer of the 2G era was something we now take for granted: text messaging. Suddenly, you could send a short message of 160 characters to another phone. The first ever SMS was sent in 1992. A simple message that read, "Merry Christmas." It was a quiet beginning for a feature that would completely redefine how we communicate. And when we think of 90s phones, one name instantly comes to mind: Nokia. Nokia phones were the kings of this era. They were smaller, more affordable, and virtually indestructible. Remember the legendary Nokia 3310? These phones were tough. The batteries lasted for days, and they introduced the world to mobile gaming with the ridiculously addictive game, Snake. We all spent hours guiding that little line of pixels around the screen, trying to beat our high scores. But while most of us were busy texting and playing Snake, a quiet revolution was brewing. In 1994, IBM launched a device that was far ahead of its time: the IBM Simon Personal Communicator. This was, arguably, the world's first smartphone. It combined a mobile phone with the features of a PDA, or personal digital assistant. It had a calendar, an address book, a calculator, and even an email client. Most impressively, it had a green LCD touchscreen that you could operate with a stylus. The Simon was a visionary piece of technology, but it was bulky, expensive, and its battery life was only an hour. The world just wasn't quite ready for it. But the seed of the smartphone had been planted. The turn of the millennium brought us into the 2000s, and the pace of innovation was about to hit light speed. The arrival of 3G networks was a seismic shift. This wasn't just an upgrade. It was a total transformation. 3G brought with it something we now consider essential: mobile internet. Suddenly, you could browse the web, check emails, and download content at speeds that were previously unimaginable on a mobile device. Phones started getting smarter, sleeker, and more capable. They started sprouting cameras, turning every user into a potential photographer. Early phone cameras were grainy and low resolution, but the convenience was undeniable. You could capture a moment and share it instantly. The line between a phone and a computer was beginning to blur. We saw fascinating designs, like the super-thin Motorola Razr and the business-focused BlackBerry, with its full QWERTY keyboard, which became an icon for professionals everywhere. The Crackberry thumb was a real phenomenon. But on January 9, 2007, everything changed forever. Steve Jobs walked onto a stage and introduced a device that would redefine the entire industry: the iPhone. It wasn't the first smartphone, but it was the first one that got everything right. It ditched the physical keyboard for a revolutionary multi-touch display. It combined an iPod, a phone, and an internet communicator into one sleek package. Its user interface was intuitive, beautiful, and incredibly easy to use. Then, a year later, came the App Store. This was the true masterstroke. Suddenly, your phone wasn't just what the manufacturer decided it should be. It was a blank canvas. Developers from all over the world could create apps for anything you could imagine. Games, social media, productivity tools, navigation, the possibilities were endless. The phone was no longer just a communication tool. It had become a powerful pocket computer, a gateway to a world of information and entertainment. This was the smartphone revolution, and it set the stage for the connected world we live in today. From the late 2000s onwards, the smartphone became an indispensable part of modern life. The launch of 4G networks supercharged our connection speeds, making high-definition video streaming, video calls, and seamless online gaming a reality on the go. The competition between Apple's iOS and Google's Android fueled a relentless cycle of innovation. Screens got bigger and brighter. Processors became faster than the laptops of just a few years prior. And cameras evolved into professional-grade tools capable of shooting stunning photos and 4K video. We saw the rise of biometric security with fingerprint scanners and facial recognition, making our devices more personal and secure than ever. The smartphone became our wallet, our map, our music player, our camera, and our primary window to the digital world. It connected us to friends and family through social media. It changed how we shop, how we bank, and even how we date. And just when we thought the rectangular slab design was here to stay, the industry started experimenting again. We're now in the era of 5G, promising even faster speeds and lower latency, paving the way for technologies like augmented reality and the Internet of Things. And with this new era comes new form factors. Foldable phones are no longer a concept from a sci-fi movie. They are real products you can buy. Devices like the Samsung Galaxy Fold and Flip are pushing the boundaries of what a phone can be, offering larger screens in more compact designs. From Martin Cooper's brick phone to the foldable supercomputers of today, the journey of the mobile phone has been nothing short of extraordinary. It's a story of relentless innovation, of bold ideas, and of a fundamental human desire to connect. This device has woven itself into the very fabric of our society, changing how we work, play, and interact with one another in ways we could never have imagined just a few decades ago. What started as a simple tool for making calls has become an extension of ourselves. The next chapter in this incredible story is still being written, and I, for one, Can't wait to see what comes next. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey through time, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more stories about the tech that shapes our world. See you in the next one.